cute little stripe on its head.
Isn't that incredible?
It's supposed to be a Christmas classic. A fuzzy little creature, a snowy town, and a holiday lesson. But Gremlins wasn't originally written as a family comedy. It was written as a blood-soaked nightmare. The original script featured severed heads, eaten family pets, and real-life animal torture on set that went disastrously wrong. From the R-rated draft you never saw to the on-set accident that drew real blood. Here are 15 dark secrets about Gremlins that will ruin your childhood. In the version we know, Billy's mom is a warrior who defends her kitchen. But in the original script written by Chris Columbus, she didn't stand a chance. The script called for the Gremlins to kill her, cut off her head, and throw it down the stairs for Billy to find. The studio stepped in and said, "We can't show a decapitated mom to children at Christmas," and forced them to rewrite it.
I didn't mean that.
Hello, Dr. Molinaro. Could we come in, please? Mom's had a bit of an accident.
What is it?
Billy. Oh, be careful.
Remember Barney? The cute family dog that the Gremlins string up in Christmas lights? In the original draft, Barney didn't survive. The Gremlins literally ate the family dog, leaving only his collar behind. Steven Spielberg, who produced the film, intervened. He knew that if you kill the dog, the audience will hate the movie forever. Barney was spared, but the Gremlins were still hungry.
Dad, it's really neat. Where did you get this?
Some little junk store in Chinatown.
Can I pick him up, Dad?
Sure, go ahead. Just be careful.
Before they decided on expensive puppets, the studio had a brilliant idea. Put real monkeys in Gremlin suits. They tested it by dressing up a rhesus macaque in a rubber costume. The result was total chaos. The monkey panicked, defecated all over the office, and tore the room apart in a blind rage. The director realized that you can't control a terrified primate, so they switched to animatronics. This is the biggest change in the movie's history. Originally, the cute Mogwai Gizmo was supposed to transform into the leader of the Bad Batch, Stripe. There was no good guy Mogwai. Spielberg overruled this at the last minute, realizing audiences would fall in love with Gizmo and want him to stick around. This decision saved the character, but it created a nightmare for the puppet crew who had to build a hero puppet overnight. Did you know Gremlins changed Hollywood history? Along with Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, this movie was so violent that parents were furious. It was rated PG, meaning toddlers could walk in and watch a monster explode in a microwave. The backlash was so intense that Spielberg suggested a new rating between PG and R. 2 months later, the PG-13 rating was born. The kitchen scene is famous for its brutality, but some of the pain was real. Actress Frances Lee McCain, who played the mom, was acting alongside terrifying mechanical puppets. In the chaos of the scene, she actually sliced her finger open for real. But the director didn't yell cut. She kept fighting through the pain and that intensity you see on her face. It wasn't acting. One of the weirdest moments in film history is Kate's story about why she hates Christmas, finding her father's dead body stuck in the chimney dressed as Santa.
Me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat or a bird, and instead they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He'd been climbing down the chimney on Christmas Eve, his arms loaded with presents. He was going to surprise us.
The studio executives hated this scene. They begged director Joe Dante to cut it, saying it was too depressing and weird for a fun monster movie. Dante refused, insisting that this awkward mix of horror and comedy was the soul of the movie.
Monsters.
Right.
Hundreds of them.
Well, I don't know, maybe thousands.
They've been here too. Billy, what are these things? Where do they come from?
Look, I know it sounds crazy, I know. But in a few hours, you're gonna have a major disaster on your hands.
In the movie, the science teacher is killed off screen, and we just see him lying on the floor. But originally, his death was graphic. The Gremlins were supposed to kill him by stabbing dozens of hypodermic needles into his face. Even for a movie that pushed boundaries, the studio decided a face full of needles was crossing the line. The word gremlin wasn't invented for the movie. It comes from World War II folklore. British pilots and mechanics would blame gremlins for mechanical failures in their aircraft. The author of the original book, Roald Dahl, popularized the myth. The movie pays homage to this. The neighbor, Mr. Futterman, constantly complains about foreign cars having gremlins in the machinery. That cute humming voice of Gizmo? That's actually comedian Howie Mandel. He improvised most of the sounds, but here's the weird part. The voice of the evil Stripe was done by Frank Welker, who is also the voice of Fred Jones from Scooby-Doo. So basically, you're watching the host of Deal or No Deal fight the leader of the Mystery Machine. The animatronic puppets cost about $40,000 each. The studio was terrified they would be stolen or leaked to the press. Security was so tight that the cast and crew had to open the trunks of their cars every single night before leaving the lot to prove they weren't smuggling a Mogwai home. If the movie looks fun, making it was torture. Since CGI didn't exist, every gremlin was a puppet controlled by someone hiding under the floor. It was hot, cramped, and miserable. During the scene where all the gremlins are in the movie theater, there were dozens of puppeteers squeezed under the floorboards for hours, sweating in the dark while the puppets danced above them. The movie feels like a Tim Burton film, and it almost was. Spielberg originally considered Burton to direct Gremlins after seeing his short films. However, Burton had never directed a full-length feature film at that time, so the studio passed on him because it was too risky. He went on to make Pee-wee's Big Adventure a year later instead. If you blink, you'll miss the creator himself. In the scene where the father is at the Inventors Convention, you can see Steven Spielberg driving a motorized wheelchair with a TV screen on it. Just seconds later, Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet makes an appearance. It was a nerd's paradise hidden in the background. Does the town of Kingston Falls look familiar? That's because it's the exact same set used for Hill Valley and Back to the Future. The violent destruction of the town in Gremlins happened on the same streets where Marty McFly would drive the DeLorean just 1 year later. If you look closely at the movie theater, it's the same building that later gets struck by lightning. Gremlins prove that you don't need a slasher villain to terrify children. Sometimes you just need a teddy bear that shouldn't be fed after midnight. Which of these facts ruined your childhood the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more ruined memories, hit subscribe. Sleep tight.